make sure you can zoom in.
Yeah.
You can zoom in.
Are you recording now?
Do I start recording now?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Yes,
started
we are
recording.
live. Can you get in closer? I don't know what you're seeing. And then don't forget, at this point, since we're not doing the interview right now, let's go ahead and take it off. And you can walk up there.
Right. Cool.
Good job.
There you go, man.
This is Akeem Holmes from Home Team Sports TV, and we're live from Jefferson High School, where you have your home-standing Jefferson High School Cougars versus the Waynesboro, PA Indians and the Handley Judges of Winchester, Virginia. We will be covering a full scholastic and athletic season for the year 2022-2023. Today's matchup, once again, is between the Jefferson High School Cougars, the Handley Judges, and Waynesboro, PA Indians. Today's title sponsor is Cheryl Yates of ERA Realty at 304-261-6109. We have a host of new sponsors and returning sponsors that we're very appreciative of. HG's Barbecue, Soul Food, and Catering at 816-438-1101. Neil Powell, Down Home Insurance. Stay in the game with Neil. We have Integrity Home Mortgage from Quintez McDonald Gibson. And our halftime show sponsor is VFW Post 3522. And our post-game show and player of the game, Catro Law. So first action we have is Jefferson on defense versus the Handley Judges first team offense. Action's about to begin. Handley's quarterback wearing the green shirt, meaning that he cannot be hit. They're in the pistol formation. The roll out. Pass on line. Wide receiver is wide open. Underthrown, and the ball is dropped. Miscommunication in the secondary. The wide receiver ran a wheel route and was wide open. So you see Spencer Powell and Keyshawn Robinson talking, trying to work through whatever issue it may have been on that coverage that left the man wide open. A good pass, that would have been a touchdown, so it would have been very dangerous for Jefferson High School. We are back at Jefferson High School, Cougar Stadium, where we have Jefferson High School beginning the scrimmage on offense going against the Waynesboro defense. It'll be their first chance to see who, at this time, is winning that starting quarterback battle. It looks like we have Quentin Goins going out there with the first team. Spencer Powell going to the right. J.D. Fritz, his son Isaiah Fritz, going to the right. We have Keyshawn Robinson on the left. And we have a new wide receiver, Mr. Bub Shelton at the left, joined by H.D. Franklin the second. H.D., what do you want to see from this Cougar offense?
Want to be able to see them move the ball, get down the field, continue just like that. Continue to function and to operate as a smooth, well machine. Towards the end of last year, they were really kind of rolling on all gears and all cylinders, and so we want to see if that continues and to build on it and make it stronger than when they were last year.
Yeah, and one of the things is as a quarterback and a young quarterback, you also want to see him be able to get the ball in the hands of his playmakers quick. Like we seen on that last play where Isaiah Fritz got the ball in his hands. It was only a 5-yard pass, but he was able to get 15 yak yardage, which is yard after the catch, and get Jefferson in Waynesboro territory in the second play of 10. So now we will go to the third play of 10. So during the scrimmage, it will be a 10-10-10. Jefferson will be on defense for 10. Jefferson will be on offense for 10. And the vice versa for Waynesboro and Handley. Quentin Goins back.
Really curious to see this young man. There's been a lot of talk about him. And so I want to kind of see how he handles the pressure.
Yes.
I know this is a preseason game. But at the same time, I want to, see if he can handle the pressure, if he can step up and step in and be that quarterback that leads the Jefferson Cougars to a good winning season, a strong season.
And a lot of this, as we've seen that last pass, which was a little bit ahead of Spencer Powell, is actually getting the reps together and being able to see how each wide receiver runs their routes, how quick they get out of their breaks, and that's how you get your timing down. And that's something you will see improve throughout the season. And right there, we see a strong run by the senior Evan Toole. He picks up 8 yards. Jefferson is at the Waynesboro 36 with 6 plays left.
Evan had a good season last year.
Yes.
Somewhat of a breakout season for him, would you say?
Yes, I would. He was definitely surprising. Evans always had an extreme amount of talent, but injuries have derailed him, so to speak. So to see him have a healthy season, get bigger and stronger, and come back for a strong senior season, it bodes well for Jefferson going forward, especially bringing in a new quarterback. Evan with a strong run. He gets to the Waynesboro 32. And what you want to see is with this 2 running back tandem of Evan Toole and the sophomore Tayshawn Roper, you want to see them hit the hole with speed, press the crease, and hopefully bust a few and bring it to the house. Because those chunk plays, HG, they're the ones that actually potent offense are able to do so. This will be the 6th play. Quentin Goins will step back to pass. He reads the field. He throws a deep pass over the head of Bub Shelton, and obviously that was a miscommunication as well, as Bubs was running that route more like a post route, and the pass was thrown more like a end or a fade.
That's part of these people, these young players working together and getting to know each other, knowing the comfort and getting comfortable with each other, because he had his man beat.
So we want to apologize. We had some technical difficulties for a second, but we get that corrected. We apologize for the glitch. Jefferson is on their 7th play. We just had a last play where Shelton was open, but a miscommunication between the wide receiver and the quarterback made an incomplete pass. Keyshawn Robinson in motion. Quick pass to Robinson. He turns up the field, It will go out of bounds at the Waynesboro 20. Jefferson will have 2 plays to score before they switch over to Handley and Waynesboro. And so far, the efficient passes have been getting the ball quickly out of the hands of Quentin Goins and getting the ball into the hands of the playmakers.
Liking these all black uniforms.
But yes, Jefferson has definitely become a little bit more stylish since when I played. And we had the maroon uniforms and the gold pants, the gold rush. Inside handoff to Evan Toole for a gain of 2.
So how is that though? How does that feel? You being an alumni of Jefferson High, playing on this, not this field, but playing in this stadium, in this arena, and you're seeing now the program, the direction the program is going in. How does that make you feel as an alumni, especially a football playing alumni?
Yeah, being able to come back and seeing the improvements, seeing that the fruit of the labor that plenty of people have put in beforehand to allow these kids, a new field, new uniforms, home team sports TV. It's definitely a blessing, and I'm actually grateful to be a part of it. And I think this is what we want to use going forward to improve the brand.
Nice.
Isaiah Fritz with the end around for the first down. Jefferson will have one more play with the ball from the 10-yard line to see if they can punch it in versus Waynesboro defense. And Fritz, in his two plays of touching the ball, he gets a 15-yard end around and a 25-yard pass. So I think that bodes well for Jefferson High School to see a healthy Isaiah Fritz. Quentin Goins with the rollout.
You definitely have the speed.
And
nice.
Touchdown to Isaiah Fritz on the out route. Isaiah Fritz, when we had a breakdown, he was my player to watch for the Eastern Panhandle. To be completely honest with you, the way he runs the routes, he could very easily be in contention for the best wide receiver in the state, along with Spencer Powell and Keyshawn Robinson and Roman Pearson of Martinsburg, amongst others. He just runs routes. He works hard. He's fast. He's quick. He's a team player. He's just a player I've been impressed watching since he was a freshman a few years ago.
Like there's some miscommunication going on. First game.
So the kicker, which is a freshman, Jonathan, he played at Wildwood last year, was getting his practice kicks in. Didn't realize that we had scored, and now he is on the field, Jonathan Pineros, to kick the extra point. In HG, as you can tell, you see the gold rush pants on the JV players? That's the same pants we had 20 years ago.
At least there's still tradition.
Pinero's back. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Well, actually, it's no good. Sorry for that. Bad angle. It looked like it was good, but it was actually a miscommunication, and it was actually a mishap with the snap. The snap wasn't high. The placement and the timing was off, and the kick wide to the right. Buffalo Bills fans know wide right very well.
I think the Ravens fans do too, don't they?
Yeah, that's tough. Probably the last Super Bowl my Redskins might ever win. Well, actually, the Washington Commanders.
Which is actually playing tonight.
Yeah.
Against my Kansas City Chiefs.
Was the score didn't look good when I last checked it.
Oh,
Okay. It was 14-0.
Oh.
But we're not going to talk about that right now.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah. So we will have Waynesboro on offense going against the Handley defense. So Waynesboro, out of Pennsylvania, just was on defense versus the Jefferson offense. HG, what is something you want to see from this Waynesboro offense after seeing that last possession that you think could get them back feeling good about themselves for the rest of the scrimmage?
Just to really kind of work on, execution. Their game plan. Looks like they're pretty solid on the line, and like they have some speed in the backfield. So being able to execute their plays and have the ability to get down, matriculate down the field,
Yes.
and score. You always want to see the ball go in, whether it's basketball, football, hockey. Oh, that's a puck. Ain't it? Okay.
Yeah, and honestly, with this Waynesboro offense, as you see them take the ball with a strong run with an inside veer to the 25-yard line of the Handley Judges, and what you want to see and what you don't realize, to the viewers, a lot of teams in the Eastern Panhandle and around this area run a spread. Waynesboro, they run a different offense where they run a lot of inside veer, and these teams aren't prepared for that. You have players that are used to, just getting after the quarterback and being able to push off the field. And against an offense like this, you run out of your spacing. Next thing you know, obviously, someone's 25 yards down the field. That's the first time we've seen the quarterback throw the ball, and he threw the ball at the feet of an open wide receiver. And that's also when you have running quarterbacks. Typically, you never know. You always want to wait and see how they handle passing the ball as teams load up.
Yeah, but like I said, as soon as I said it, they look like their strength of their offense is the run game.
And they have a big Hoss at center who's clearing the way.
Yeah.
And they keep running behind that center.
That right up the middle is working.
Yes. And line play, everyone is infatuated with speed. Everyone's infatuated with quarterbacks. Everyone's infatuated with wide receivers. But without strong line play, you cannot win a championship. And it seems like Waynesboro has bought in. And their linemen aren't overly big, but they're quick and they're strong. Inside veer, once again, as Waynesboro gets down to the 9-yard line, they're in the red zone. So I want to see, because obviously Handley right now is going to make some adjustments. They're going to get a little bit of size in the game as Waynesboro is running the ball. I want to see if Waynesboro can get that one pass, HG, to get that ball into the end zone. Because we all know during the game you have 3 plays to be able to score. You got to choose to kick a field goal or throw for a touchdown. And obviously they threw the pass right there. There's that one pass.
Just a little short though. But it was that one pass, just as you said. So now he's got them jitters out the way.
Yes.
Now now he's seen his receiver catch a pass and get some yards. Now he can relax, run the offense, and execute the plan that the coaches have in play.
And they're in their proper down and distance. 3rd and 1. They try to get fancy, run a toss play, and they will lose 5 yards. And that's sometimes that's an issue. Coaches get a little too cute, and you get the ball at the 1-yard line, and instead of trying to pound the ball in and do what got you down there, you try to create a little trickery. And unfortunately, in that situation, Waynesboro lost 4 yards. So it would be a 4th and 5 at this point, but this is a scrimmage. Man in motion. He runs the veer, gets to the outside again, and he is quickly met by the cornerback.
They put that bigger line in.
Exactly.
Put that bigger line in, and now you see that there's an issue.
And that's just what I'm saying. So typically you have these Handley defensive linemen that are in that might not start versus spread offense, but now going against a bigger team that likes to run the ball, you have less pass rushers in, more run stoppers. This will be play 8. Sends a man in motion. The quarterback gets the ball. Outside veer, he turns it up. He is tackled, missed tackle, and a swarm of Handley linebackers, wide receivers, defensive end. It's like wide receivers.
Wide receivers.
Wide receivers on
Well, they
offense.
threw the whole team at him, didn't they, King?
This wide receivers. Cornerbacks meet the running back and stop him at the 4-yard line. This would be Waynesboro's last play, if I'm correct in my counting. This is play 10.
Mm-hmm.
It would be play 10 with the ball at the 4-yard line. This is a scrimmage. Even I have some things to work on. Inside veer, And the running back
They got in.
is in the end zone for a touchdown, Waynesboro. And HG, just what I said, when they had the ball at the 1 yard line, 3 plays earlier, you don't need to get fancy. You don't need to get cute. Do what got you down there.
Right.
Do what brought the
If it ain't
dance
broke,
to it.
if it ain't broke,
If it
don't
ain't
try to
broke, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they get back to it, and Waynesboro gets into the end zone. So Waynesboro had the touchdown versus Handley. Handley went 10 plays, got the ball down to the 20-yard line versus Jefferson, and Jefferson punched in versus Waynesboro. So we have 1 touchdown for Jefferson and Waynesboro, and 0 for the Handley judges. Waynesboro's in for the kick. Let's see if they can execute. Ball snap, up, and it's good.
So now we will see what?
We'll have a rotation. We'll see if it goes back to the initial rotation where we had Handley's offense versus Jefferson's defense. Maybe we'll have Jefferson's offense versus Handley's defense.
So it looks like we've got. This is always intriguing. We have 3 teams.
As the Handley judges meet in the middle, coaches are giving them instructions of what he's seeing or what he would like to see going
Doesn't
forward.
look like Jefferson is making any movement, so we might have Handley and Waynesboro.
We'll wait and see. So it's preseason form for us all. Obviously, next week, individual teams will start their initial seasons where we have Jefferson that will travel to Millbrook, Virginia. Handley season starts next week. Waynesboro starts next week. So this is their final tune-ups before their JVs take the field, HG, on Monday.
Nice.
Where Jefferson will host Millbrook Monday at Cougar Stadium. So it looks
Seems
like
there's some confusion.
It looks like Jefferson's offense will go against Handley's defense.
Okay. Didn't we just have that one? Okay. So, question. This is the 3 teams thing. Because being from Kansas, we've never seen this before until last year. Like, we don't do that. It's just one preseason game against one team. Is that something that's big around this area?
Yeah, it makes it easier to get consistent reps. When you're doing scrimmages and it's just 2 teams, typically you may go for an hour, switch to JV, and then it's over. This is more to get the varsity kids the maximum amount of reps before the season starts next week. So we have a change in quarterback right now. We have Dylan Herrick in with the first team. We also see the sophomore Tayshawn Roper into the backfield. And Tayshawn's a player to watch. He's strong, he's quick, he's shifty, and in the blink of an eye, he could take the ball 70 yards for a touchdown. So Jefferson will start, play 1 of 10. Herrick will get the ball. He runs a quarterback power and picks up 6 yards. And that's the thing, this year, Jefferson doesn't have the typical pocket passer. They have multiple quarterbacks that can do different things.
Right.
And the sophomore Dylan Herrick shows right there. He's an athlete, and he's not afraid, to pound the ball up the middle and give his body up for maximum yardage.
So do you think they'll go with the quarterback by committee?
I don't know. I think that's something that Coach Craig Hunter would actually like to keep tight to the vest and make people have to prepare for
all of them,
a variety of quarterbacks. Ball handed off to Tayshawn Roper, and he's quickly met in the backfield for a gain of 0.
This young man is going into his sophomore year.
Season. He set all types of records at Wildwood Middle School a few years back. Dylan Herrick looking over to get the play call. from Coach Powell and Coach Grantham. Spencer Powell will be solo on the right side of the field. And this is a change in set as well, as we have an H-back with DeLauder in the backfield with Herrick and Roper. Different formation. Showing some variety and diversity in the offense. An inside handoff to Tayshawn Roper, and he would get a gain of 5, which would be a first down Jefferson under normal circumstances. To be played for. And then I would go back to the 2-and-2 set, 4 wide, as they would take the Lauder out of the game. Herrick getting instructions from his offensive coordinator, Will Grantham and Neil Powell.
So the way that wouldn't say second string, but the next man up is getting an opportunity, to get their 10 plays in as well. That is that helps you. That helps you with your depth. That helps you with, being able to rotate and substitute players in.
Well, and what you want to do too is you want to get your second string or third string in versus the first string to see how they match up against each team's best talent. So you're seeing Herrick going against the first of Handley to see how he would handle that situation going forward in his quarterback competition. As Herrick goes back, he rolls out, and he will take a sack. Evan Toole will come in for Tayshawn Roper. And that's something that's actually strong as well. When you see underclassmen in on the varsity level, is also how do you handle pass protection?
Right.
And I think you see that transition being difficult at all levels of sports and football. Seeing running backs come from from a lower level and come up to a higher level and be able to pass protect. We have Moses Talley in. Moses rolls out. He runs the ball, he scrambles, and he will be taken out of bounds at the Jefferson 46.
Yet another quarterback that now has a different skill set that they're bringing.
Yeah.
So the quarterback by committee thing would drive defensive coordinators crazy.
Well, it also drives quarterbacks crazy. It's hard.
Right.
It's hard to get into a rhythm. But
stay there.
And what I will say, to be completely honest with you, is as far as overall arm talent, Moses Talley has a high amount of arm talent. When he throws the ball, he just rips it. So it's interesting to see how this quarterback competition is going to work, because if you have a strong arm, it opens up the field a lot more, maybe opposed to a quarterback who's more of a timing quarterback. And we can say a prime example is last year, if you're a Washington fan, Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke he was a timing quarterback, but he didn't have the arm strength to make all the throws. And at that point in time, defenses didn't have to worry about covering the whole field.
Right.
They could just cover a part of the field and sit on the routes.
Moses has the ability to throw deep.
He has the ability to stretch the field at all levels, along with Quentin Goins as well. Moses Talley will take the snap. Inside handoff, errant to Evan Toole. And watching this game right now, it seems like the offense, without Quentin Goins, the timing is off.
Mm-hmm.
The snaps are a little bit low. The running backs aren't being able to get the handoffs. Going full speed, attacking, being able to hit the crease, press it, and get big yardage. So that's why the quarterback by committee is definitely not ideal. And honestly, what I would expect, HG, is when the season starts, Coach Hunter will have settled on one quarterback, and they will go for it. They would go with that one quarterback, and this quarterback by committee will no longer be an option. Talley with the deep pass to Keyshawn Robinson. And like I just said,
That's it.
Moses Talley can hit any throw on the field. Keyshawn Robinson, touchdown,
Wide open.
Jefferson High School Cougars.
55 yards.
I
Down the
came
middle.
home team with Harry Brown. We went to the first practice, and when I seen Moses Talley throw the ball, I remember pulling him to the side, and I said, hey, you develop a little bit of touch on your routes and a little bit of anticipation, there's no throw you can't make.
Right.
And we seen right there what the talented Moses Talley can do if he believes himself and trust his arm power and his arm strength and his touch. We have a different kicker right now, former soccer player. Actually, I talked to the Jefferson High School soccer coach the other day, and he misses him. He was their goalkeeper. The ball is kicked, and it is no good. Push to the left.
That is.
Jefferson High School right now, is settling up trying to find out a kicker. And honestly, to be completely honest with you, these kicks, these extra points are huge. Right now, Jefferson would have 12 points in a real game. And, those 2 points, or you go into the game needing to go for 2, when obviously if you make your extra points, you wouldn't have that issue, can cost you versus some of the better teams in the state of West Virginia.
Well, I think and I believe they are in search for a kicker. I believe the kicker that they had, Owen Humphreys, hurt himself. He had a foot injury, and this foot injury has put him on the shelf. Matter of fact, I think that's the young man right there in front of us with the pink cast. And so now they're having to scramble to try to find a new kicker.
Yeah, and that's always tough.
Yes.
And last year, the freshman Jonathan Pineros, he kicked the ball pretty well for a while, so maybe he'll get another chance to show that he actually can be successful on these extra point tries. But obviously, as a freshman, you want to maximize your chances. Moses Talley, once again, strike to Spencer Powell, a 70-yard touchdown for Jefferson High School. And they're showing off what they can do, what the wide receivers can do, and what Moses Talley is capable of.
So his last 2 passes, he's gone for 125 yards.
55 yards to Keyshawn Robinson and 70 yards to Spencer Powell. And
we just talked about the ability to open up the field. and yeah, it's a game changer.
You see we have the freshman Jonathan Pineros going out there again to try the extra point. And a lot of sports is about IQ. People who have played the game, people who watch the game, people who have been around the game, they can see talent.
Yeah.
They can see arm talent and actually being around the game. My brother was a quarterback. My son right now is playing quarterback. You could tell arm talent from a player who maybe is efficient but doesn't have the greatest arm talent in the world. And Moses Talley has everything you need in a quarterback. The extra point is up, and it is good.
All right. And we're back on track. So
Jefferson High School with 3 touchdowns. The last 2 plays for Moses Talley, where, once again, as H.D. Franklin II has said, 125 yards on 2 plays.
Yeah.
You know what that game reminds me of? That reminded me of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills last year in the playoffs, where Josh Allen took him down the field, struck for a touchdown, and then the next play, Tyreek Hill busted it for 75 yards for a touchdown. And
it's kind of crushed their whole soul.
It did. They crushed their soul when Tyreek Hill signed with the Miami Dolphins.
For a moment. And then I seen the moves that the Chiefs made. And so we're just looking to see how this pans out. The Chiefs were 4-1 in games without Tyreek. So they have the ability to win without him. But yeah, wish him the best in Miami. But what they say, one monkey don't stop the circus. So we got to keep it moving.
Yeah. Well, and great quarterbacks, as you can see, even with the Green Bay Packers, with Aaron Rodgers, you don't have to have the greatest wide receivers around you, to be great. So just like Patrick Mahomes showed today versus Washington, and like he showed in those 5 games, the HD just spoke about. Um, Great quarterbacks have a way of finding open receivers, regardless of who those receivers may be.
And he's got a lot of receivers this year.
He does. Handley is on offense. The slant completed for the first down at the Handley 43-yard line. And everybody will probably look at that pass and say that was a bad pass, but your wide receivers will thank you for getting that ball down low so you don't get crushed.
Right. Get his bell rung.
By a safety who is typically just a smaller, glorified linebacker who loves to hit, especially play 3. A little trickery. Handley throws the ball down the field. Number 5 is wide open down the field, and it is caught. Touchdown, Handley judges. That was a beautiful play fake.
Yes,
it was a double play fake.
We are airing it out now. Love it as a former receiver.
And it's
we didn't throw that much when I was in high school. So
the game is definitely changed. And I'm gonna use this time to give a shout out to one of my good friends. He actually has number 2, like the old superstar quarterback Ellie Anderson from Handley. I know the community in Winchester remembers LA very well. He was probably one of the most potent quarterbacks and athletes in this area probably seen in the last 25 years. And the kick is up, and it is good, and Handley gets on the board for the first time. And that's something about football that, a lot of people, if you just watch rec league, they could run the same play 45 times. And if a player is more talented, if a team's bigger, stronger, that play will work. But when you get to the high school levels, you get to the middle school level and the high school level, you actually set up plays and you have a script. So you have a script that sets things up for later on in the game.
right.
So obviously that first possession, Handley ran the ball. They had certain runs for certain reasons. They watched what that action created from Waynesboro. Then at that point they run the double fake and hit number 5
Wide
for
open.
a 65-yard touchdown. And it was a perfect pass.
Yeah.
We have a new quarterback for Handley. Inside handoff for a gain of 3. And this quarterback does not have the green shirt. So I would assume at this time,
He can
number
be hit.
2 may be the
starter.
starting quarterback, or number 17 is a quarterback that they use to run. Maybe some quarterback power, i.e. Cam Newton. Back in the pistol set with the running back behind him to his left. And a false start by number 56 as they were going to run a quarterback sweep or a halfback sweep. He jumped a little too early, and that will cost you 5 yards. Now, penalties. Being disciplined
Yes.
and penalties. A team could have the most talent in the world, but if they're not disciplined, they will not win.
No.
It is very hard to get 15 yards or 20 yards on 3 downs as opposed to getting 10. So it would be 2nd and 15 to the running back. The running back cuts back and gets a gain of 7, which would be, in game time scenario, will be a 3rd and 8 for the Handley judges. So once again, I would definitely like to thank our sponsors, HG Barbecue, Catro Law, VFW Post 3522, Neil Powell at Down Home Insurance, and Quintez McDonald Gibson at Integrity Home Mortgage. We'd like to thank our cameraman, Kevin Brewster and Janadia Miramed, Lorelei Bangit, and our producer, Harry Brown, who's also doing double duty. He's on the A-Team. He's doing the camera. He's doing the sound. He's Mr. Everything for Home Team Sports, and we're definitely grateful for everyone who has volunteered their time today to give you guys a great viewer experience and a sneak peek into the 2022-2023 Waynesboro Indians, Handley Judges, and your home team, Jefferson High School Cougars. So I see that Handley has added some of the freshmen to the line. See how these freshmen will develop. Last year playing against a very strong and potent Daniel Morgan team at Wildwood. I see some familiar faces. A wide receiver jet sweep, and he would pick up 8 yards.
Yeah. It's going to be an exciting year. You know, it's our first fall. We out here. We getting the peoples out here, the staff. Oh, and then don't forget little Mallory.
Yeah.
Is also part of our staff, running the camera.
And for high school students that are interested in video production, Home Team Sports TV would be a great opportunity for you to learn from some very talented video production individuals like Harry Brown and H.G. Franklin II. You can get some volunteer hours towards your graduation, and also, be a part of a team. Hey, what I say about number 17? I told you.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that shirt on because he's physical.
Yeah.
He wants to run the ball. He wants to get hit.
Yeah, he needs to get hit.
And you actually pick up on stuff like that, going forward. So we will have Handley on play 9. Handley's a very talented team, and last year they went deep into the playoffs. So Jefferson has definitely chosen to play 2 teams that are very highly rated in their areas. So HG, from watching Jefferson throughout this first half of the scrimmage, what are some things that you like? What are some things that you want to see improved, to go against some of the better teams that they will face on their schedule?
I'm loving the air attack. These receivers, this is the 4x1 team that they got out there that's fast, that can get down the court easily, or field easily. The quarterbacks actually having the vision to see them. I'm loving that. I'm loving what Evan is doing, picking up right where he left off, showing that he actually, went and worked out this year and got stronger, got faster.
Yeah.
Your brother, Juwan, was just saying earlier today that, you never want to come into a new season how you left last season.
Yeah.
And so it is definitely evident that, these boys put in some work over the off season, and they are now looking stronger, looking faster, and ready to once again compete. Definitely want to see, as far as, definitely improving on the execution, to improve on, the ability to get to the ball, get to the defensive line, getting to the quarterback and putting pressure on the quarterback. So really haven't seen the cornerbacks tested yet. But, the cornerbacks are the receivers. So I don't see many of them getting past them.
Well, we're seeing some miscommunication, on the side of Robinson and Powell. So you would definitely like to see that get fixed up. I want to see the linebackers be physical. Getting into going against Bridgeport and going against those teams down in southern West Virginia. You want to see those linebackers, just like we just seen right there, where Nasir Jacobs fills a hole and pushes Waynesboro back for a loss of 1. Your linebackers set the tone for your defense. If your linebackers are strong, your linebackers are tough, and they attack, most of the time you have a very strong defense. So the linebacking core of Isaiah DeLauder, you have Noah Milan, and you have Nasir Jacobs. That's the key this year for me for Jefferson because I feel like their offense they can hold their own,
Right.
but it's about also keeping the other team off the board as well. So that's what I want to see. I want to see the improvement in Jefferson's defense. So right there, as we've seen a linebacker shoot the hole, and we want to see them complete that tackle. You can't miss tackles, and you also gotta love to hit. Like to play defense, you gotta have a different mentality. You have to love to hit, and it hurts.
That wasn't me. I was Deion Sanders.
Yeah,
growing up.
See, and right there, you can't do that.
No,
you can't
that's
do
how
that.
I used to tackle.
At the high school level, you can't just go in, head down, and miss a tackle like that because all of a sudden now you have a loss of one, and you're going to 3rd and long, and now you have them pick up 15 yards, and they're feeling a little bit more confident. That is honestly one of the main things that you were taught early in football. See what you hit.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see what you hit. You got to break down. And you don't want to see that on the field, especially when you have a team that sees themselves as title contenders. Everybody has to buy in, and you have to enjoy competing.
Yeah, I literally I was a shutdown corner as far as pass was concerned, but they ran my direction. Hey, you just gonna blow right past me. I was small in high school.
Yeah.
I wish I was this size that I am now.
I think everybody makes a huge jump that year when you're 17 and you graduate and you turn 18. There's this second level that you get. I think that anybody would probably feel like, man, if I had another year, I could have been dangerous. But unfortunately, this is high school. You can only be a certain age.
Man, I didn't get to play inside until I was like 30.
Hey, I think I went the other direction.
I didn't get to play inside until I was like 30. So,
Yeah.
nothing above 160.
Yeah, man, I was 160 in 8th grade. So we have Waynesboro on the Jefferson side of the field at Jefferson's 47-yard line. Inside handoff, and he is strapped up in the back by number 56.
So
and that's what I'm talking about. You see that play right there. That lineman was physical, and he wanted all the smoke.
Mm-hmm. So we have another quarterback with another color shirt on, number 1.
And you see Craig Hunter talking to Mr. Gidney about, seeing what you hit as he came off the field. Play action pass. And he is sacked in the backfield by number 56 again, and the freshman Wildwood Middle alumni, Leland Benner.
It was a lot that came out of Wildwood.
Yeah.
I mean, them young men.
Wildwood, Shepherdstown, Harpers Ferry, Charlestown. There's a lot of talent, on all aspects from every school.
Yeah.
So to be able to call a game and obviously HD, we have kids that are in the middle school system right now.
Yeah.
To be able to call a game and maybe next year, we call a game when our kids are, playing at basketball or football or baseball together. That's the beauty of being in a community like Jefferson County. Everyone's close. Everyone really cheers for the other's kids, and just look forward to seeing growth.
So I want to say this year though, and I'm just saying, putting it out there, come basketball season. I know we just now starting football, but I want you to come from behind the desk when it's Wildwood versus Shepherdstown this year. Because our sons will be playing against each other.
Yes, they will be.
That would be interesting. Sitting next to you. By the way, home team, this is a privilege and an honor because this is the first time I've actually had an opportunity to sit next to the legend, the right doctor, Keem Holmes.
Man, I tell you, to be able to watch the game with our kids playing, and we've had conversations of being excited for next year where our kids get to play together. But as far as calling the game, when my son's playing,
I
don't.
can't do it either.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a good idea. And I think any father out there would say the same thing. I just want to be dad at that point. Not have that pressure to call a game. When my son's playing, just try to enjoy that moment. And I think how it is.
That was my rule last year. I can't when my kids is playing. I can't be in. Gotta watch.
Yeah, you gotta watch because it goes fast.
Yeah.
See, Jefferson's defense has been stout these last 4 or 5 plays, and even you have the freshman Leland Benner in playing defensive end, and he's not overly big, but he's playing his assignment. He's strong. His father actually, Billy Benner, is actually a coach on the Jefferson staff, and I've actually gotten to see Leland from the time he was around 6 or 7 years old, so it's not surprising to see him be able to play and be productive in any minutes that he might receive on the varsity level or the JV level. And getting back to that, Home Team Sports TV will actually be calling some middle school games this year.
Yes.
We actually have a Wildwood football game on the 31st of August versus a powerhouse for Double A in East Hardy. So for the viewers out there that like to see some middle school action, and maybe there's some kids that will be future Cougars, future Patriots, you'll be able to see that on Home Team Sports TV as well. And we'll be covering middle school basketball as well.
We're trying to get the exposure out there. Last night we had our initial soccer broadcast.
Yeah.
Women's soccer was a very successful broadcast, and being able to bring the community together and literally tap into everything. You might see us at a volleyball game this fall. You might see us at a boys soccer game this fall. Just football, youth football. Just you gotta subscribe. That's the only way you're gonna find out.
Like and subscribe to Home Team Sports TV on YouTube for all your community needs. And it's just honestly, exposure is definitely a great thing that we want to bring to the local communities, but it's also memories as well. Everybody will be able to go back 10 years down the road and see and show their children, if they have kids, that they played football or they played basketball or baseball, and that moment was captured for both yourself and your family that may not live around here. So definitely would like to thank Juwan Holmes for being a big part of what Home Team is, the main cog. So definitely grateful for the opportunity, and we're all grateful for being able to provide this vessel. Jackson Rockwell,
He gets around that
quarterback,
corner. He's not going.
and he lowers his shoulder. First down, Jefferson.
If he would have got around that corner clean, he was gone.
And Jackson Rockwell is a freshman quarterback who will be a big part of the future of Jefferson High School football. And as you've seen right there, he is very comfortable with the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
So right now, this is the JV for Jefferson High
Right,
School.
because they all have the gold pants.
And the Waynesboro Indian.
Now, how do you know it's the JV for them?
You can just tell in the difference in size.
Okay, got you.
Jackson Rockwell will back up. He rolls out of the pocket. And the ball is tipped. And luckily it hits the ground. And one thing that as a quarterback you're always told is never throw the ball late over the middle of the field. And honestly, HG, that is one of the biggest changes from going from youth sports, middle school sports, to high school sports. You can get away with some of those things at the lower levels, but when you get to the high school level, there's so many athletes on the field, you make a mistake and they can make you pay for it. Rockfield sets a wide receiver in motion. The jet sweep. Demarius Wallace is thrown down at the Waynesboro 43-yard line. Mara Wallace was a player that in the rec league and middle school ranks was a total terror on the field. Last year he took a year off as a freshman year and focused on basketball, so it's actually been good to see him back on the football field, to see what kind of player he can be at the highest level of scholastic sports. Trips to the left. Rockville scans the defense. He takes the snap. 2 out routes. And the ball is thrown to Demarius Wallace and dropped.
Those are the ones you have to catch.
Yeah.
You have to catch those.
And that's concentration. Is also, I think, may have a little bit to do with conditioning as well. As he just ran that jet sweep.
Right.
He could have been a little bit tired and he lost his focus. You will honestly see that improve, going forward. So we'd like to take this time to thank our sponsors. VFW Post 33522, Catro Law, HG Barbecue, Neil Powell at Down Home Insurance, and Cheryl Yates at ERA Realty, along with Quintez McDonald Gibson at Integrity Home Mortgage. Rockwell with an inside handoff to number 28, and he will get up for a 5-yard gain. Jefferson will have the ball at the 39-yard line of Waynesboro. We'll have a quarterback switch. We'll have Axel Martinez getting his first action in the JV game. Axel Martinez to Demarius Wallace. Quickly brought down to the 34-yard line. We play 8 for Jefferson High School. Martinez scans the defense with the trips right. He takes a snap. He rolls out to the right. Great pass from Axel Martinez to Demarius Wallace for the Jefferson High School Cougars. First down. You see the freshman Tony Allen in the backfield. I call him Tony Allen, but his family calls him Touchdown Tony. So when Tony touches the ball, if he's even, he's leaving. This should be play 10 for Jefferson. So we should see a switch after this play. We'll go to a quick commercial break after this. Martinez scans the field, he gets the ball down, and the ball is thrown low at the feet of the receiver. Jefferson has the ball at the Waynesboro 24-yard line. The offensive coordinator, Neil Powell, instructing his troops. Try and get the ball into the end zone. Right now, I'll look to see Demarius Wallace maybe on a seam route or a flag route to see if he can, get into the end zone. Snap bobbled. There was a wide receiver screen. There was some missed blocks. and the Jefferson receiver by himself gets the ball to the 15-yard line, you would like to see those receivers get their hands on those cornerbacks and give him a lane where he can actually accelerate through and hopefully get into the end zone. So that's something that you will see continue to improve. That will continue to be groomed going forward at the JV level, being a little bit more physical, and learning how to block more improved, skilled athletes at the high school level. Martinez scans the field, trips right, running back to the right. He takes the snap. He throws the ball up to Demarius Wallace. A pass interference, but Demarius Wallace's strength breaks through the holding of the cornerback for a 24-yard touchdown. Axel Martinez to Demarius Wallace. Last week in the scrimmage, Demarius, first time he touched the ball, 45 yards to the house for a touchdown. We will take a quick commercial break. We will come back as the teams will take a short break. You are now with Home Team Sports TV. We'll take a commercial break. Harry Brown.
Meet Cheryl Yates at ERA Liberty Realty. With over 30 years of experience, Cheryl provides each of her clients with the best level of customer service, along with helping families with the next phase of their life. The buying and selling process comes natural to Cheryl, as her understanding of the housing market allows her the ability to answer any questions that may arise. With offices in both Jefferson and Berkeley counties, she works hard to ensure the outcome you deserve. Cheryl is the key to selling or buying your home.
Juwan is the ultimate hype guy. I love him. He's always positive. He's always pepping them up and firing them up.
Parker, work, Parker, work, Parker, work, 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 work.
This is Lorelai Bang at Home Team Sports with head coach Craig Hunter. Thanks for joining us. Coach, what are you looking to accomplish in your final preseason action leading up to the season opener next week at Millbrook?
Just to get better from last week's scrimmage. Mainly what we're trying to do is make sure that we understand our assignments, how we line up, where we're supposed to be, reading our keys. As far as things go like that, that's what we're trying to accomplish in scrimmage, is getting better. So that's what we're looking for.
Everyone talks about the talent you have at wide receiver and running back. How hard is it to make sure that everyone's involved?
It becomes a very difficult task to make sure we got players like that to get everybody involved. So more or less what we try to do is just take sometimes what the defense gives us, and if they get the ball, then that's what happens. But we want to basically take what the defense gives us and not force feed somebody the ball to put us in a bad situation.
How has Quentin been progressing at quarterback?
It's still a thing that's ongoing. We're still looking at things. That's why another thing for this scrimmage is to evaluate all three of the guys that we got. He's been progressing well, probably not as fast as I would like him to be, but he's progressing, getting better each day.
Okay. How do you feel about the scrimmage overall?
So far, I think we're doing well. We're doing well. We're blocking well. A couple of missed assignments that allowed them to move the ball, but other than that, I think the team's doing pretty well.
Okay. That's all. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
This is Lily Bingett from Home Team Sports. Back to you, Keem.
We're back at Cougar Stadium where we have Jefferson's JV versus Waynesboro's JV. I do not know at this time if Handley brought their JV team, so we would have Waynesboro versus Handley's. JV for Jefferson versus Waynesboro at this point. And a rollout, play action pass for Waynesboro will pick up 15 yards for the first down. It's a lot of freshmen for Jefferson High School, that this would be their first action in preparation for their first game versus Millbrook of Virginia on Monday at Cougar Stadium. So for the community, come out and support the Jefferson High School Cougars JV Monday at 6 p.m. at Cougar Stadium. Waynesboro sends a man in motion. Fake pass. The bubble screen for a gain of 1 yard. And we've seen that play 2 plays in a row, so that must be a staple of the Waynesboro offense.
No, we actually did do the interview. We went straight to the interview. Yeah, everything you do is behind us.
Wide receiver in motion. He gets the jet sweep in a gain of 30 yards. It seems like it'd be tacked on another 15, but they're inside the 20, so it'd be half the distance to the goal for a face mask. But since it's a scrimmage, I think they're going to let that go. They actually called a horse collar. And Waynesboro will enter Jefferson's red zone, 1st and 10 at Jefferson's 20-yard line. The 4-back goes in motion a little too early. They send the 3-back into motion. Fake fullback trap. Quarterback takes the ball. And since he has on a yellow shirt, which means they do not want him to get hit, they blow the play dead. It's been a little ironic throughout this broadcast where Handley has a quarterback with a green uniform that cannot get hit, and they have number 17 without that uniform that can get hit. The same thing with Waynesboro. They have a quarterback that does not have a yellow uniform on that can get hit, but they also have a quarterback with the yellow uniform on that they would like to not have contacted. So it's interesting to see why that dynamic exists for either team, whether the people wearing the different colored uniforms are the starters or not, we do not know, but it'll be interesting to see going forward how each team handles their quarterback situation. We will now have Handley's first team offense going against, I assume, Waynesboro's first team defense. it's just interesting to to see how these coaches decided to do the scrimmage, whether if it's to be able to see different style offenses, because Waynesboro is an offense that typically Jefferson will not see outside of maybe a Bridgeport or a Kaiser. The same for Handley. A lot of the high schools now have adopted the spread offense. So seeing a team run this veer offense, I really haven't seen it since I was in middle school. The possession will start at the Handley 30. First and 10 Handley. They have the wide receiver back in the Wildcat. Sends a player in motion. He pivots, reverses out to the left, and he is crashed in the backfield by the Waynesboro defensive line. And that was disciplined. They didn't have their eyes be decepted by any kind of motion that Handley employed at that point. And then, obviously they missed the first tackle, but they swarmed. And that's how you want to teach your team. You want to teach your team to swarm and fly to the ball, just in case that runner can elude one tackle. You want to elude 2 to 3. The Wildcat again, the jet sweep for number 10 for Handley, and he is tackled at the 32-yard line for a gain of 2. It will be 3rd and 8. So for this portion of the scrimmage, as you guys can see, now they have a down and distance marker. So this game is now being, it's like a real live game, real live action. So it's a lot easier to call right now. We have Handley 3rd and 8 at the Handley 32-yard line. Another quarterback, back to their traditional offense. They send a blitz, and since he has that green uniform on, they call the play dead. He will be sacked at the at the Handley 26-yard line, and Handley will be forced to punt. They sent that linebacker blitz up the middle. And then we'll get to see Handley's punter for the first time. Waynesboro, they don't look overly big, but they're a very physical team. Out of Pennsylvania. Punt. It is caught. Well, actually caught and dropped at the Handley 38-yard line. That could have been dangerous in real live action. Well, I was watching today on ESPN where the coaches were having punt catching contests, and it's hard. It's actually hard, to catch a punt. So it's not something that's easy. So now we will transition to Waynesboro's first team offense versus Jefferson's first team defense in normal live action. 1st and 10, ball at the Waynesboro 38-yard line. And once again, I would like to see the linebackers be physical. Handoff off the middle, met by the middle linebacker for a gain of 5. Actually, it will be 2nd and 6 from the Waynesboro 41-yard line. Gain of 4. Obviously, if you get 4 yards each pop, that's a first down. The sweep. It is diagnosed by the junior Nolan Malib for a sack, actually a tackle in the backfield. We call it a tackle for loss, a TFL. And Nolan last year was actually an all-area first-teamer. His father coaches at Wildwood Middle School, defensive line. So it would be 3rd and 11 from the Waynesboro 39-yard line. Actually, the 37-yard line. My apologies. You would like to see Jefferson get the stop right here. Force Waynesboro to punt and get the ball in good field position. Play action pass. He rolls out, and he is tackled by the outside linebacker, Nasir Jacobs, short. And it'll be 4th down and 4. Let's see if now that they gained 7 yards, if they will take that chance and go for it on 4th and 4, or if they will punt. It's looking like Waynesboro will punt. Keyshawn Robinson and Tayshawn Roper will go back. That's a dangerous duo to have Roper and Robinson back fielding punts. Both of them have the speed, the power, and the elusiveness to be able to take each punt to the house for a touchdown. At the end of last year, you would see teams not even punt to them. Oh, this is a boomer. That was a 55-yard punt by the Waynesboro quarterback. He had a strong leg. That might have been the best punt I think I've ever seen at the high school level. If he had a little backspin, roll out to the side, you might be able to pin him down inside the 10. Jefferson will take over with the ball at the 25-yard line. We'll see Quentin Goins for the first time since the first possession. So we'd like to see how he, he operates after being cold and actually taking a seat for a while, and seeing Moses Talley, throw those 2 beautiful touchdown passes. Let's see what, Quentin can bring to the offense right now. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. He takes a snap. They blitz. Short pass to Keyshawn Robinson. Robinson misses the first tackle, and he makes another man miss. It'll be 1st down at the Jefferson High School 36-yard line. That would be a gain of 11. Very disciplined pass blocking by the wide receivers. A lot of times you see a flag get thrown in that play for a wide receiver holding because they're not used to blocking. So that's very disciplined and something that's really good to see that Jefferson is maintaining, this early in the season. Going for the ball in the backfield, hand off to Evan Toole. He pushes the ball up the middle for a gain of 4. Will be 2nd and 6 from the Jefferson 41-yard line. And I'm rejoined by my co-host, H.C. Franklin II. H.C., you were actually down on the field.
Yeah.
What are you seeing down on the field right now? Is it getting a little bit more intense than what we initially seen when the game first started, now that they're doing the down and distance?
Yeah. Now the downs mean something.
Yeah.
And so now they're trying to, execute more, be more efficient than, they were when they had 10 plays. So now we're actually trying to figure out, okay, hey, we got to get these yards within 4.
And I think that, especially players at this age, when they're put back in their comfort zone where they actually know what's going on, they know, hey, if we stop them for 3 plays, we can force them to punt, as opposed to stopping them for 5 or 6 plays and all of a sudden you get 1 play and they still keep the ball. I think at that point, players can actually go back to their instincts, and you see them playing a little bit more natural at this time. So it'll be a 3rd and 7 from the Jefferson 40-yard line. Quentin Goins in the backfield. You have 2 wide receivers to each side. He rolls out. Spencer Powell runs the streak, and he clears it out for Isaiah Fritz running an out route for a Jefferson first down. And honestly, this wide receiving core for Jefferson, you may not see a group of 4 kids this lethal for a long time at once.
And the speed that comes with them. I mean, you have what, 2 members of the state champion 4x2 team on it.
Yeah. And actually, I think you got 3.
In
You
the
got
receiving
Fritz,
core.
Yeah, you got Fritz Robinson and Spencer Powell.
That's
So
right.
you have 3.
Yeah, 3.
And then you have the running back, Tayshawn Roper.
Roper's the 4th.
Is the 4th.
Yeah. So your skill position.
That's crazy. But the main thing is seeing them actually be healthy throughout a 10-game season as well.
And of course, that's with any sport. Healthy athlete is what you wish for. Hope and make it the entire time with no injuries. And I think that if they remain healthy, Jefferson's going to be a problem for a lot of schools.
They definitely will. And what's that saying? The best ability is availability.
Yeah.
So, you have to be on the field, to be able to showcase yourself. And that was just a strong run by Evan Toole. And as HD said earlier, you could tell he's been in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been a very strong, stout ball player, but he's shifty. He's a little bit quicker this year. He's a little bit stronger this year. And Evan is a kid with another strong season. You're going to see him play on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So Jefferson with the first down. So this Jefferson offense has had a little bit more success than the previous two offenses on the field with this down and distance. Quentin Goins is managing, being a good game manager right now. He's utilizing his talent and his athletes, and it'll be a first down at the 41-yard line of Handley. Quentin Goins takes the snap. Spencer Powell with the streak. Actually, let me make the adjustment. That was a slant for a first down.
A deep slant.
I think the quarterback held on to the ball a little bit longer
than what he's supposed to.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a little bit quicker route. So I think that is actually more so why it looked like it was a deeper slant. Typically, it's just one step, bow. You get the ball out there. So that's something versus a Martinsburg team or a team with some very astute, very athletic corners. That could be a house call. So that's something that obviously, with a little bit more reps, working with the receivers and getting the timing down, you would like to see improve, each week.
Right.
So right now, I would like to shout out our sponsors. I would like to Cheryl Yates of ERA Realty, Neil Powell at Down Home Insurance, HD's Barbecue, Catro Law, and VFW Post 3522 for your sponsorship for Home Team Sports TV throughout this fall season. We'd also like to thank our cameraman, Kevin Brewster, Junaidi Amir Ahmed, HD Franklin for being my co-host, and Mr. Do-It-All, producer, sound, A-Tim, he's running the camera, Harry Brown, for this production, for us to be able to bring this Scrimmage to the homes of residents around the United States. Evan Toole with the inside handoff and a gain of 9 yards. And to be able to have Evan as your starting running back and to be able to bring Tayshawn Roper in and be fresh, and you also can have Keyshawn Robinson in the backfield if you would like as well.
Right.
Jefferson is loaded with offensive talent. I personally feel as if the key to the Jefferson High School season is going to be on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
If they can keep teams to 20 and below, it would be greatly appreciated by the Jefferson High School alumni and fans. We have an injury, so we pray prayers for the young man who is coming off the field. We hope that it's something that he can quickly bounce back, and we can see him on the field within the next 15 to 20 minutes. You have a 2nd and 1 from from the Handley 20-yard line. Inside, handoff to the Tayshawn Roper. His speed kicks it outside. He jitterbugs inside, and he will be tackled at the Waynesboro 11-yard lines for a Cougar first down. And that's the speed that I was talking about.
If he gets that corner.
If he gets the corner, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And he's so small and shifty that you give him a little bit of space, and all he needs is that small crack, and he can get low, he can get small. And that's football terms. Getting small means to get low, get your pad level there, and explode through that hole and hit that seam. I think that's what a lot of Washington Commanders fans are seeing with Brian Robinson as opposed to Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson likes to jitterbug, bounce it out and try to look for that big play, whereas Brian Robinson, pow, right to that middle. He gets there, and then at that point, when you get to the second level, then that's when you try to bust it to the outside. Quentin Goins with the errant throw on the wide open receiver, and that's a missed opportunity that you can't
That's
have.
one that he's going to look at film and say, what was I doing?
Yeah.
He's going to want that one back.
And it seems like that's what, the focus going forward can be, is those timing routes. Being able to, get back. All it is just a step back, plant your foot, get that body turn, and put the ball on his chest.
Quick
Put
three-step.
the ball out in front on his chest. You don't have to throw a 100-mile-an-hour bullet like Jason Campbell. You don't have to do that. All you need to do is get the ball out, lead him a little bit in front, and that's a wide open touchdown. 2nd and 10. Actually, it's 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line. Touchdown.
But he made up for it.
Touchdown to the tight end, Wyatt Shavely. And honestly, I'm gonna bring a little bit of personal commentating to this. The tight end position is my father's favorite position. He loves the tight end position. He's always talked about he can't stand how they're going to spread and they're trying to phase out the tight end position, because having a big target that's 6'1", 6'2", that has the speed to get down the seam, and it doesn't have to be a perfect pass, is the ultimate weapon.
I mean, so you like Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce, you got
best tight end in the NFL.
Yeah. Man, HG, man, quit talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, man. But Kelce he's the best tight end in the NFL right now. I think George Kittle may have a little bit to say about that.
He may.
But once again, we see a little bit of issues with the Jefferson extra point. So,
but one thing I mean I can appreciate with that drive was Quentin had that pass that oversailed his player, but then the next one he forgot about that and came back and hit a perfect strike to Wyatt Shively, a two-sport athlete.
Yeah,
which most of these young men are.
Exactly, and the thing about it is that takes mental toughness, and it's not surprising to see that from Quentin Goins, because he's played at the highest levels of youth sports with West Virginia Elite. And that organization was run great by Michael Grantham in Martinsburg. So a lot of these athletes that we're seeing today, were developed by Michael Grantham, David Vines, obviously, Coach Hunter, what he's doing right now, and the coaches of the middle school programs of Shepherdstown, Kevin Holmes, Jason Johnson of Charlestown, Banjo of Harpers Ferry. These are great, mentors and young men in the community that, I really pray that when they watch these games, they have pride in the work that they put in for these kids to be successful, because obviously Jefferson last year they ended up 10-2. Martinsburg was the state championship. There's a lot of talent in the Eastern Panhandle. And that ball is knocked down by the sophomore Tayshawn Roper. And there's a lot of talent, in this area. So to those young men, that I just announced, Kevin Holmes, Michael Grantham, Benjamin of Harper's Ferry, David Vines of Wildwood. You have Vernon Hunter, Neil Powell, Billy Benner. Lamar Patterson, Will Grantham. Just to name a few. No, to name many. As being a person in the community, we really appreciate you guys and thank you for the effort that you put into our children that gave them the belief that they could play at the highest level and play on the high school field. Without you guys, we could not have done this, and it takes a village.
That's the truth.
So Jefferson defense is out there again versus the Handley offense, and it will be 3rd and 8 from the Handley 32-yard line.
I think another thing that seeing is that Jefferson had some additions to their coaching staff
Yes.
this year.
Yes, and I think
Quite a few maroon polos out there.
yes, and I think that helps Craig Hunter out. And Spencer Powell's eyes in the backfield and a 50-yard pass for Handley, and honestly, that's inexcusable. That's inexcusable as a senior to be able to have your eyes in the backfield and let someone just clearly run past you, especially when it's 3rd and 8. So
And then
typically
you got
your
drugged
timing is off.
Another 12 yards.
Yeah, it's just that's something that needs to be corrected of going forward because unfortunately you can't have that from a senior. You got to have a little bit more awareness.
But at this time, I'm pretty sure they're ready to,
There's no excuses, HD. Let's be honest, man. There's no excuses.
They ready to go.
And especially as a senior. Especially as a senior. This is what I'm going to say this. I know HG. And if that was his son on the basketball court, that's one of his kids on the basketball court. And we put the camera on HG because he ain't gonna be commentating. Guarantee you're gonna see sweat bullets on his bald forehead.
Yeah, if that's what you yeah.
Let's just be honest, man. And I know Spencer and I know his family. They're definitely gonna put the work in to correct that issue. I guarantee you, next Friday night when those Friday night lights come on,
Yeah.
that play is picked off and it's back to the house. So and I think that's something that is also important, and that you're going to get on these home team sports broadcasts. You're going to get the truth.
Yeah.
Yes, we love our communities, and yes, we're going to build all these kids up and pray that they can get to the next level. But you're going to get the truth on our broadcast, so that when people watch this, they will know that our kids can handle that tough coaching, they can handle that criticism, and they're prepared for that next level. Because in college, it definitely is a different ball game. And look at the Jefferson defense right now. After that play,
Right.
they have been very stout. They've been very disciplined. And right now it is 4th and 6 from the Jefferson 12-yard line. Let's see if Handley will kick the field goal or try to go for it. So Handley will go for it on 4th down as number 2 limps off the field. And I want to apologize to the people of the Waynesboro community and the Handley community. Since this is a scrimmage, none of these teams have the official roster. So, we are calling them by their numbers. But please realize that comes from no disrespect. They just don't have an active official roster right now to give us to be able to call out the kids' names. Be 4th down. And the ball is batted down.
Batted down at the last
And it will be
minute.
a turnover on downs. Typically, it will be Jefferson ball. But right now, we may see the Waynesboro offense go on the field versus Handley defense, because I think that was back-to-back for Jefferson. So what we will do right now is we will take a quick commercial break, and we will come back for the final action of the scrimmage. This is Home Team Sports TV.
Meet Cheryl Yates at ERA Liberty Realty. With over 30 years of experience, Cheryl provides each of her clients with the best level of customer service, along with helping families with the next phase of their life. The buying and selling process comes natural to Cheryl, as her understanding of the housing market allows her the ability to answer any questions that may arise. With offices in both Jefferson and Berkeley counties, she works hard to ensure the outcome you deserve. Cheryl is the key to selling or buying your home.
Juwan is the ultimate hype guy. I love him. He's always positive. He's always pepping them up and firing them up.
Come on, Parker, work, Parker, work, Parker, work, 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 work.
And we are back at Cougar Stadium, where we have Waynesboro offense versus Handley's defense. We would like to take this time while they're having a quick break to give Austin McDonald, the daughter of the producer Harry Brown, a happy birthday, happy 23rd birthday. So, Austin McDonald from Urbana, Ohio, I want to say happy birthday from the home team, and I pray that it was a blessed one. So we will have a timeout by Handley. A quick 3 plays, and Waynesboro is down the field pushing towards red zone territory. So this has been definitely like a great experience for Jefferson and Handley's defense going against this offense of Waynesboro, because it's very physical and it's unique. It's something that these kids don't typically see, going through the ranks nowadays. So it's definitely something that they can actually, put in the toolbox going forward, just in case they run into a team that might, try to run that after seeing film. So we'll see how they adjust to it in the regular season. 1st and 10 from the Waynesboro 27-yard line, and Handley jumps. They would get 5 yards, all sides. HD, in watching, Waynesboro, and you're watching Handley and seeing Jefferson, are there players, obviously, we don't know names, but are there players from either team that have really stood out to you?
Well, actually, considering we have to do positions for
Waynesboro.
For Waynesboro, 'cause they don't have numbers as well. But the running back for them and their quarterback on offense. I'm telling you, I think that once they get clicking like a well-refined machine, they're going to be an issue.
Yeah.
You've got that double threat. So that's definitely somebody to look forward to. On the other side of the football, they have a linebacker, and like I said, once again, we apologize that we're not able to say the names or even their numbers, but the middle linebacker has been very active throughout the whole game, getting in and causing confusion, and he's caused havoc on both offenses. So that would be mine for being able to watch Waynesboro.
Yeah, because initially that's a great pass. If See, that's a touchdown if he stays on his feet.
Yeah.
So,
But
that's
he
definitely
had to slow down a little bit
that's definitely
because it was
unfortunate.
underthrown just a tad.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate. Um, but hey, you gotta make the plays, and the little things matter.
Yeah.
So it's not like the grass tripped you up this time. You're playing on turf. Uh, all right. Okay. So right now we have Waynesboro at the Handley 22-yard line. First and 10 from the 18. Low snap. Inside handoff to the running back that HD was just talking about, and he is down to the Handley 3-yard line.
And it's like that right there. He just has the ability to get through. I've seen him run through the middle. I've seen him, get outside it and hit that corner and that edge. And so this young man's going to be a problem for opposing defenses all season long.
I just like that he hits the hole fast.
Yes.
He doesn't hesitate. As soon as he gets the ball, pow, full speed. And that's what I like to see from a running back. First and goal from the 3. And in for a touchdown, the Waynesboro Indians. Untouched. We will take a quick commercial break. Waynesboro will now attempt the extra point, but we will take a break for our sponsors. Now we are back as the teams will transition to the next stages of this scrimmage.
Looks like it's winding down. Don't know how many more, back and forth transitions we'll see. But overall, I think it's been a very successful scrimmage for both teams. A lot of reps.
Maybe for 3 teams?
Or 3 teams, I'm sorry. A lot of reps. A lot of different looks and opportunities to see, what you're made of.
Yeah. And inverse, some different style teams. And I think that's what you want. When you take a scrimmage, you don't want to have 2 teams that run the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to face against a team that's going to bring a different dynamic. So that's why you do these 3-team scrimmages, so that each team can go against a team with a different dynamic.
Right. So I would like to see, and it's just me personally, because I'm just like that. Let's these last few do a whole Russian roulette type thing. One play you playing against one defense, next play is against another defense, like team wise. Now all of a sudden Waynesboro runs off and Handley runs in, but the offense keeps going.
Yeah, I think although the idea definitely creates some havoc.
Right.
I think that if you're a team like Jefferson that prefers tempo, you wouldn't be able to run that tempo offense because you have to wait for another team to run onto the field. You feel me?
It would be interesting though.
It would be.
With this scenario.
It definitely would be interesting, but I don't know how that would work. We have a new quarterback in with the first string. Dylan Herrick is back in there again. We haven't seen Moses Talley since he threw those 2 touchdown passes. Dylan Herrick with a beautiful pass on an out. Will be first down Jefferson from the Jefferson 45-yard line. Dylan's had some productive possessions out here, so it definitely bodes well for Jefferson's future as he's a sophomore. You have the sophomore Dylan Herrick, you have the junior, and Quentin Goins. You have the freshman in Jackson Rockwell, the freshman in Axel Martinez, and the senior in Moses Talley. Um, and we've seen what Moses could do. He was 2 for 3 for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. So typically, when you see a program have so many quarterbacks, you would assume that if you have too many quarterbacks, none of those quarterbacks are, overly productive. But that is not the case for the staple of quarterbacks at Jefferson High School. They are all extremely talented. Roper will switch sides. The handoff to Roper is pulled back, and Dylan Herrick will run the ball to the Waynesboro 34-yard line for a gain of 4. I think the issue was a low snap right there. They actually threw the timing off. That play would typically go to Roper, but obviously, low snap. You prefer as a quarterback not to try to force something and cause a fumble. Second and 6 from the Waynesboro 34-yard line. Dylan Herrick will call his cadence out. He explodes up the middle for a 15-yard play. First down in the red zone, Jefferson High School. Dylan is very comfortable tucking and running. We haven't seen a lot of passing out of him, but with his feet, he's proven to be pretty dangerous. Be first and 10 from the Waynesboro 16-yard line. He drops back, quick pass to Spencer Powell. He lowers his shoulders, and he drives down to the Waynesboro 6-yard line. It will either be a 2nd and 1 or a 1st and goal. Wait and see what the chains do. Roper will come off. They'll put Isaiah DeLauder in at running back. It would be 2nd and inches. Herrick takes a snap, ball to Isaiah DeLauder, up the middle, and he will be called down at the 1-yard line. I'm seeing from the Jefferson team that they have a lot of talent at their disposal. They just put DeLauder in at running back right there, and he looked really good running the ball. So they even have a power back. Yeah, they even have a power back that they can put in that can get those tough yards in case Toole or Roper are unavailable at this time. So it will be 1st and goal from inside the 1-yard line. Dylan Herrick is looking towards the sideline, and Jefferson will call a timeout because they were confusing. There were confusion on the play as some assumed that Jefferson scored a touchdown, but the referee, who is the most important, and actually at this point in time is the only person who's important, called him down just shy of the end zone. So Jefferson will have to burn a timeout with the ball right outside the end zone. So we get to see a little bit of goal line defense from Waynesboro. We get to see a little bit of goal line offense from Jefferson. It's always tough for me to see teams inside the red zone and still running spread. I'm used to this getting under center, having a fullback and a tailback, and being able to hand the ball off and inserting a little bit of will, a little bit of manpower, you know, um, onto the opposing team. You want to impose that will, but the game has gone away from that, and right now, as you see, Jefferson is in the pistol formation, and a handoff to Evan Toole, and Evan Toole will be called down again at the 1. Oh, touchdown. Late touchdown for the Jefferson High School Cougars. And I think that the last 4 to 5 possessions for Jefferson have all resulted in touchdowns. So that definitely bodes well, going forward for the Jefferson High School offense. And they've shown that they can score in the air. They've shown that they can run the ball down your throat. They've actually been pretty physical on defense after the first possession. So the Cougars look good going into next week's season opener. Jonathan Pineros for the extra point, and it is up, and it is good. Harry, I called it. I said after that first missed kick, I seen this kid kick at Wildwood Middle School last year, and he was pretty efficient. So it definitely doesn't shock me to see that the freshman is taking hold of this kicker position. So we see Craig Hunter going out to meet the opposing coaches. I assume this could be the end of the scrimmage, but we will wait and see. This broadcast is brought to you by Cheryl Yates of ERA Realty. We'd like to thank our other sponsors, HG's Barbecue, Catro Law, Quintez McDonald Gibson and Integrity Home Mortgage, VFW Post 3522, and Neil Powell at Down Home Insurance for all your insurance needs. We would like to thank our camera men and women, Laura La Bangett, her best friend Mallory, Kevin Brewster, my son Junady, my co-host H.G. Franklin, and Mr. Do-It-All Harry Brown for this production. I want to thank the refs for coming out here and allowing these kids to perform at the highest level. I would like to thank the community for supporting Home Team Sports TV. And we will take a quick commercial break and come back for our post-game analysis. Thank you from the home team. We'll be right back.
Meet Cheryl Yates at ERA Liberty Realty. With over 30 years of experience, Cheryl provides each of her clients with the best level of customer service, along with helping families with the next phase of their life. The buying and selling process comes natural to Cheryl, as her understanding of the housing market allows her the ability to answer any questions that may arise. With offices in both Jefferson and Berkeley counties, she works hard to ensure the outcome you deserve. Cheryl is the key to selling or buying your home.
Juwan is the ultimate hype guy. I love him. He's always positive. He's always pepping them up and firing them up.
Come on, Parker. Work, Parker. Work, Parker. Work, 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 work. All right, now, welcome back to the Home Team Sports Post-Game Report. I am HG, and just a little quick wrap-up of what we saw. It was some very exciting football. All three teams, I think, had a great opportunity to work through some things, to see some things that they need to work on, to see some things that they're strong with. We had a very good showing as far as offense and defense for Jefferson. I'm pretty sure that there's things that they will be working on come Monday morning at practice. So there being an ability to practice, and practice and go over this and look at this scrimmage. Like I said, it was two separate teams, two separate schemes, two separate offenses and defenses that they had to prepare for. So definitely a very strong showing. Jefferson was able to punch it in a few times. They had a good couple of defensive stops, even on the goal line. If I'm not mistaken, I think they was only scored on once in the entire scrimmage. So whereas my co-host Keem was saying that was his thing that he was really looking forward to, was them being, able to function on the defensive side. They look pretty strong tonight. And so we got to keep building on that. They've got to keep building on the fact of building that defense stronger and being more efficient. That is the word that I pretty much have used the entire broadcast, and just being efficient and a well-tuned machine. So with that said, once again, this is HG with Home Team Sports TV. I got my main man, Harry, who has produced and mixed and everything. We've got Lorelei and Mallory. We've got Kevin. We've got Jay. We've got Keem. And the team is solid, and we're ready to continue to move forward in this year. And looking forward to our next opportunity to be in your household, on your device. So with that said, please go like, share the Home Team Sports page, Facebook page, YouTube page, and keep up with us. Keep up with everything. Find out where we are in your community, in this community. So until the next time, this is HG signing off. Be blessed.
Meet Cheryl Yates at ERA Liberty Realty. With over 30 years of experience, Cheryl provides each of her clients with the best level of customer service, along with helping families with the next phase of their life. The buying and selling process comes natural to Cheryl, as her understanding of the housing market allows her the ability to answer any questions that may arise. With offices in both Jefferson and Berkeley counties, she works hard to ensure the outcome you deserve. Cheryl is the key to selling or buying your home.
Juwan is the ultimate hype guy. I love him. He's always positive. He's always pepping them up and firing them up.
Come on, Parker, work, Parker, work, Parker, work, 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 work.
Hi, this is Lily Bennett from Home Team Sports. I'm here with
Your pal.
how did you feel about the scrimmage today?
I felt really good. I feel like we're coming together as a team. We're starting to gel offensively, defensively. We're incredibly fast and athletic. Our biggest improvement was with our line today. I felt like our line play is starting to look a lot better the way it did last year, and it's because these guys are working together every day and they're starting to gel together as a unit. So it looked really good.
What's your method on your quarterback rotation?
Quarterback rotation, we're trying to determine who's going to be our number one quarterback. So really, we're just trying to get them as many equal reps as possible. So if it's one is getting 10, then the next guy's getting 10 as well. So we have 3 quarterbacks fighting for that number one spot with varsity.
Right. Yeah, that's all. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Neil. Really appreciate it. Thank you. We came home from Home Team Sports. We will send up live for the final post-game analysis. Thank you for kicking it with the home team. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, good.
You can go ahead and turn it off.
Okay.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you.